Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Today I'm going to show you how I make what I call fridge cleanout pasta salad. I thought of a couple other names like What Was I Thinking or a sketchy pasta salad, but they didn't sound really good. The feeling here is you go into your pantry or your fridge and you look at all this stuff that's been sitting there for a while and you're going to go like, well, what am I going to do with this, okay, before it goes bad, okay? Like I had a jar of these in the basement and I had bought way too many of these. Seemed like a good idea at the time, you know, and this was a deal at Costco. It's really good stuff. I just got too much, and these have been in the fridge for a while, but they're pickled, so they're still good. Celery's getting a little old, you get the idea. These are fresh and so is the cheese, okay? And I got the water going for the pasta. I'm going to give you the list of ingredients that I am using, but the point of this is use what you've got. Couple of principles. I use about a half a pound of raw pasta to make, where's my container? Here it is. I use about half a pound of uncooked pasta because I mix it all in my container here. I basically chop as I go and then just mix it up at the end. I'd say around 6 ounces of cheese, and the seasonings, I like something crunchy, something sour, and some dressing. Because yeah, I buy dressing too sometimes, you know, I usually make my own, but every once in a while you get stuff, right? Okay, I got the water going. Now, when you're making pasta salad, look at the package, which I've already done. It says it takes 9 minutes. Cook it for a minute or two less, because it will get softer in the fridge, and if you overcook the pasta salad, it just tastes nasty after, okay? So I basically just kind of eyeball half and squeeze that in without getting steam burns. It's an art form. Or you could weigh it if you wanted to. Now, give that a shake. Set your timer. Cook this uncovered. If you cover it, it will boil over. I just trim the ends off, give them a quick rinse. Now these, because it's a pasta salad, yeah, you want these pretty fine. In the container. Now if you don't have one of these nifty containers, just get a big mixing bowl. Two celeries more than enough. Now, since they have been in the fridge for a while, check to make sure, like any nasty bits, come off. And if you're doing this with celery, you can just cut them from the side like that. Can you tell I've done this before? And you definitely want the dead ends off there. Okay, then another fine chop for this. There's nothing like a bit of crunchy in the pasta salad. Oh, and if you're not used to celery, you can either chop it up after, like that, or before, just slice it down the middle, and do that. One, like in half is usually enough. Thirds is a little too much. To the wise, chop the cheese before you do the messy stuff, alright? Or else you're going to be like sliding everywhere on your cutting board, and it's not pretty. And possibly dangerous. Now, if the cheese will not come off, or comes off broken like that, you can wet your knife first, or you can just keep chopping, and then they'll just come right off the top like that. Isn't that exciting? And one more. I'll chop that one later. Now for these, just stack them. Same idea. Keep your fingers clear for sure on this stuff, because it can move. Do this very slowly. if you're going to do it like I am. I know it's impressive, but you don't want to cut yourself. And last but not least, then you just do the cubes. Don't worry if these are stuck together. As soon as the dressing hits it, or the wet stuff like the pickles and whatever, it'll all just come apart. It's amazing, eh, when you cut it in small cubes, how much cheese you get out of that little piece. I just went over to the stove, give the pasta a stir. Now, do wash your knife in between, because yeah, this is going to be a mess chopping. Oh, and a word to the wise there. If you're chopping cheese, always rinse your knife right away with cold water, and it comes right off. If you let that set overnight, you're going to be into scrubbing and OxyClean and all kinds of stuff. So I got this lovely mix of pickled, what is it? Pickled mushrooms. Okay, sure. Yeah, it looked good at the time, alright? So, just whatever you want. It's for sour and color and a bit of balance in the dish. If you haven't got these, just use, like, I don't know, dill pickles, whatever. Yeah, you really don't want these to stick together, so just rinse it briefly. These will stay quite hot, so be really careful to cool them down a bit before you stick your hand in like I'm doing. There you go. Just let that drain for a minute and finish your vegetables. Yeah, it doesn't really matter how you do these. I just don't want to put them in whole. Okay, these are hot peppers. How many you put in is going to dictate how hot your salad is. But if you're using hot peppers like this, you want the pieces really, really small, because you want the flavor to diffuse through the salad. And you put the pasta before the dressing, because that's the key to pasta salads. You can always put more dressing in, but you can't take any out unless you want to drain the whole mess, and that's a pain. Get the last spoon that was in here. Just pour some on. That's probably about a half a cup. Should do. It should be fine with that. And stir that up. Or if you've got a nifty container like I do, put the lid on and shake it. Good. So I'll put some in a bowl so you can see that. So that's how I make fridge Cleanout pasta salad. It tastes actually really good, and it's a good way to learn how to make these.